This might sound crazy, but the best way to remember dance moves isn't what you think. Let me show you what I mean. Chris Brown spent countless hours mastering Michael Jackson's choreography, breaking down every move and technique he could. Makes sense, right? I mean, it's Michael Jackson. Then there's Sean Bankhead, a seasoned choreographer at 35 who had to get back to his roots as a dancer for the Super Bowl halftime show. I'm guessing you don't have endless time to study ballet, house, or street jazz at that level. But what if I told you there's a way to build that same movement toolbox without giving up your entire life to do it? If you're anything like I used to be, you probably have a bunch of bookmarked tutorials, saved Instagram reels, and maybe even a folder of TikTok dance challenges. And yet when you step into the dance floor, everything just vanishes. I can't tell you how many times I'd start freestyling or choreographing and immediately start panic Google searching best hip hop dance moves or how to make choreography look cool. Total vibe killer. So let me share something that completely changed how I think about learning dance moves. Look at dancers like Michael Lee or the Rodriguez siblings. They seem to have an almost superhuman ability to recall moves and adapt them into something unique. What sets them apart isn't just their raw talent, but their ability to build a mental repertoire of moves that they can draw from effortlessly. It's not magic, it's practice. More importantly, it's intentional practice. Most of us don't have a choreographic vault like Sean Bankhead or the resources to take endless classes, but we can still build our own movement memory and adaptability. Think of it as creating your own personal dance toolbox. Here's how you can start. Each week, pick one dance move or combination. Spend 10 minutes in the morning practicing it and 10 minutes in the evening refining it. That's it. No overwhelming challenges. Just consistent focus. Write down the sequence in simple terms, step by step, so you can revisit it anytime. The goal isn't to memorize hundreds of moves, but to fully internalize each one before moving on. Now here's the key. Don't just practice the move, practice recalling it. Before every session, try to perform the move without referring to your notes or videos. This method reinforces your memory and helps you understand how the movement connects to your body. Why does this work? Think about driving somewhere new with GPS. You get there by following directions, but if you try the same route without the GPS a few times, you start to recognize landmarks, shortcuts, and how everything connects. The same thing happens when you try to recall a dance move instead of looking it up every time. You're building pathways in your brain that make the movement second nature. When I started using this approach, everything changed. I stopped relying on endless tutorials and began developing my own style. By focusing on recall and repetition, I mastered moves faster and found ways to adapt them into transitions and even variations of choreography. Let's make this super practical. Say you pick a move like the Brooklyn Rock from house dance. Write it down in simple terms. Step right, step left, cross step with bounce. Practice it with the song at your tempo, then pick it up. The next day, before your session, try to recall it from memory. You'll notice by day 3 or day 4 that it starts feeling natural. After 3 months of this method, you'll have at least a dozen solid moves ingrained in your muscle memory. Here's the exciting part. Those 12 moves, they're just the beginning. Each one is a building block that can be adapted into hundreds of variations. For example, let's take the Brooklyn Rock again. Once you've internalized it, you can change the rhythm and add arm movements or combine it with other moves like the jack or a simple spin. Suddenly, one move becomes a toolbox of countless combinations. Think about the possibilities. Just 12 moves can give you hundreds, if not thousands, of options when you combine them and modify them. It's like creating a personal dance language. Now here's where it gets even more exciting. After 3 months of building this foundation, you'll not only have a repertoire of moves, but also the confidence to experiment and create your own choreography. You'll find that you're no longer struggling to recall moves, but instead exploring new ways to connect them and tell a story through dance. One of the greatest things I've learned from dancers like Chris Brown and Sean Bankhead is the importance of consistency over intensity. You don't need hours of practice every day to grow. You just need intentional focus. Paris Goebel once said, "For me, my creative spirit is almost another person that lives within me. The child within me who never grew up. Stay playful, have fun, and don't care about what people think." I think as a creative being, that's just something I've never lost. Only you can see your vision. This approach helps you not only master moves, but also connect them to your own style and story. So here's your challenge for this week. Pick one move from a dance style you love. Spend 10 minutes each morning and evening practicing it. Focus on recalling it from memory during each session. By the weekend, experiment with variations. Change the rhythm, add a spin, or blend it with another move. Remember, one move properly learned beats 10 half-remembered moves. Drop a comment below with the move you're working on this week. And don't forget to subscribe for more dance tips. Watch this video to get started and moving, okay? And until then, happy dancing. Peace.